Welcome back to another episode of The Drawing Show. Today, we're going to focus on a more specific feature of the face, the nose. Grab your sketchbook and let's get sketching. So, at the beginning of this study of the nose, we're going to start at the top, right in between the eye sockets, indicated by these kind of branching out lines going up into the eyebrows. And at the beginning stages of this, as far as blocking in a nose, or really blocking in anything that you draw, is finding the simplest shapes. So, two lines going straight down parallel. And then basically what we're doing here is just filling in a nice, big, easy shape to build. You could even simplify this shape even more. Draw a bigger circle, kind of square in those sides, but you want it to taper up towards that top, because as that nose comes in to the bridge, it is going to taper in. The real problem with drawing a nose head on like this, it's really hard to make it look three-dimensional, and it's really easy for it to come out looking flat. So our goal here is to make a more realistic nose. And look, I mean, it's already starting to come together, and we really haven't done very much. So this is the point we're getting a little bit more detailed. We're drawing in those nostrils. And we're drawing those in with a little bit harder of a line, because where the nostrils start at the top right there, it is a very clearly defined section, and it gets dark really fast. As the holes and the openings go down, they feather out the shading part. You're going to feather that shading out towards the bottom. As I'm doing it right here, you can see that. Now again, with all of this, we're going slowly. We're not trying to advance too quickly. And we're going to really start shading here in a minute. But all of this prep work at the beginning is what's going to help you get to a better, more believable, more realistic, more three-dimensional looking nose. So our light source is from the front coming down. So underneath the nose is going to be the darkest, most shaded part. But we've also got some shading here on the sides of the nose. As the nose comes down and the bridge of the nose blocks the light, there will be shading that goes down. And now we are shading towards the bottom of the nose. Something to be aware of while you're doing this is your line values, and trying to keep those pretty consistent. As you draw in like the sides and anything that you're really kind of defining any edges, you want to be aware of how dark you're doing that. Because sometimes they are a little bit darker, but also sometimes they're a lot lighter. So just watch out for that, and keep an eye on that. Next, we're doing a little bit of shading towards the top where the glabella is. As the light source is coming down, that part of the nose is sticking out a little bit, and so that is going to block light. A little bit more shading on the sides. And there is a more intense highlight right in the center of the nose. We're not going to really quite get that today, because we are not toning out the entire nose. We're going to keep a lot big parts of it without any shading on it, but you'll get some idea of that. So on the bottom of the nose, this doesn't always happen, but pretty often, because it really does kind of stick looking straight down. You're going to have some reflective light that's hitting into those shaded areas on the bottom. It's just a little tiny bit, but it really makes a huge difference. Right over those nostrils, you can kind of see how there's just a little sliver of it that's lighter than the darker areas right above it. That's that reflective light, and that's going to help a lot to indicate this nose is sticking out a little bit farther, and it's giving it a more three-dimensional feel. Now, as you're shading, as you're doing this, we're taking it slow. We're building up slowly. We're not just hitting those darks as hard as we can, because we know that there's dark parts right there, but there's also a lot of in-between values. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope it helped. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay? Thanks for watching this episode. I hope it helped. And again, please leave a like and subscribe and all of that stuff. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And have a great rest of your day. Draw well. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.